Hello guys, Tomahawk YouTube here with my review of the B12-2. It's a mid-price fan that comes in about $18.50 on performance PCs, and it claims to be able to compete with the fans in the $20 to $30 range while coming in at that lower price. Stay posted for my whole review. Let's start out with the packaging and accessories included with the B12-2. Considering the fact that it is a fan, it comes in a very fancy box. Some nice imaging on the front in case you want to put it in a box wall. It should look quite nice. Mine has a little tear in it, but that's just because I was so excited to get this fan. When you open up the top, you find some accessories. Set those to the side for now. A little white cardboard piece. And inside you find the fan. But I'll make you wait for that, and I'll be mean, and I'll set that to the side along with the box. The accessories of this fan is quite interesting, because you have these screws, which look quite standard, but when you pull them out, you find that they have some nice things that go with them. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but you have a little rubber piece, and my camera is not focusing, but you have to trust me. It's this piece right here. It allows you to separate the fan from the case, meaning that no vibrations will transfer. They have a little nut to tighten down on the other side, meaning you can install these fans without a screwdriver, but I would recommend tightening them down with a screwdriver once you get them hand tight. Get 4 screws, 4 little rubber washers, and 4 nuts to tighten them down. Then, this is where we get to the unique stuff. We find 2 braided cables, one up short and one long. Now I'll have to bring the fan into the frame to kind of show you how these work. Instead of having a regular cable, the fan has just a little extension port right there, very short cable, and all you do is you just plug these cables. I'll show you. Get on frame. It's kind of hard to show, but it's pretty simple. You just plug those 2 together, then plug this into your motherboard. And what this allows you to do is pick the length of cable you need to make cable management easier. Say you need a short cable. There you go. You need a slightly longer cable. Plug this one, and plug this one in. And then, in case you need a really long cable, just plug both of them in together. And you should have no problem on any chassis getting this plugged in. And I should mention that these cables are fairly nice. They have a nice heat shrink on them. And when at checkout, I got to pick the color. I picked white heat shrink with the white sleeving. Now I should mention the heat shrink is quite long, but it's not too bad. And considering the price of the fan, getting custom sleeve cables is not a bad thing. Even though this fan is not cheap at $18.50, there's not very many fans that offer this, and custom sleeving is generally pretty expensive. Then moving on to the fan, we can see that it is a black, white, and gray design, meaning that it should fit with most color schemes. It's pretty neutral. And the blade on this fan is quite interesting, because they are all connected together, and this is supposed to kind of reduce blade flex and extra noise. And we'll get to that in a minute and see if they actually accomplish their goal. And then we see that we have some noise dampening features, which kind of goes with the name, Noiseblocker. So we have little 4 rubber pieces, and we have the same on the back side. And we can also see that this cable is in black, red, and white, which are not quite as hideous as the kind of orange and yellow colors that a lot of cables come in, but as I mentioned earlier, you can just plug an extension into that, and you can just kind of tuck it away and never have to see it. And this fan does feel pretty high quality. The blade is plastic and feels a little flimsy, but it is kind of re-supported by being connected all together. And it's supposed to be light, so it can spin around while using very little power, but the rest of the housing is very nice, and this is a very nice kind of black plastic rubber coating. And these little corners feel pretty spongy. And in my test, they did separate it from the case pretty well. And even without the little rubber dampening pieces that were on the screws, here I'll bring them right back in so you can know what I'm talking about. Even without, still hard to focus, this fan did not transfer any vibrations to the case. And especially with these, you're not going to be transferring any vibrations, which is quite nice. Now this fan is a fluid bearing fan, meaning that you can mount it in any orientation and won't have any problems. And it also means it should have a pretty long lifespan, which is quite nice if you're going to buy some nice fans like these. Now, what you've all been waiting for, let's get to the kind of sound test, and I'll enter a little clip of me showing you the difference between this and the Airflow 140. So here is the AF140. So here you can hear it. I'm holding it off the table, so there should be no vibrations being transferred. Not the most scientific way. Now I'm going to put it 1 inch from the camera so you can hear it. There you go. Go ahead and set that down. And so here is the Noiseblocker B12-2 as I hit myself on the blade. As you can see, it moves much slower, but I can tell you that it gives about just a little less cooling performance, which isn't bad considering it's smaller. Here's the sound about 1 inch from the camera. Overall, the Noiseblocker B12-2s are a great fan, and I would highly recommend for you to put them in your system. I think they look great, they're pretty neutral, should go with most color schemes, and they come with some great accessories like the sleeved cable extensions, which is a really nice touch. And they're also very quiet, really keeping up to their name. And they push quite a bit of air considering how small they are. I didn't have any scientific testing, but they did pretty well for me. So I'll leave a link in the description, and go like and subscribe if you like this video. And I should have some more reviews coming. I know I haven't been very active lately, but got my new tripod. I should be ready to shoot. Thank you.